So, how you been?
I'm always good, and you?
Good, real good, real good. We were speaking about art in the city just recently with some people that were here, and you had mentioned that a lot of the places that you used to put your work up are gone now.
Well, the economy's like really bad, but
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of places have closed, and there's not a lot of opportunity, I think, for artists to have work out in a sellable place. Not everyone goes to galleries. Oh, I get to hold this? Oh, don't give me a mic. It's scary.
I want to
Check
be able to
1, 2,
hear you.
1, 2. I wish I had a little G. See if she's up. I brought her stuff too. Yeah, we were talking about where I like to hang art, and I like to hang art, as I have an auditorium up, in clubs and in restaurants, because more people go there.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
More people see it, it's more accessible, because art's to be shared.
Definitely.
Definitely. You go into a gallery, and who goes to galleries? They're open, one night, everyone goes, and then who goes after that? You could probably count them on your hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you think you have money, you're not going there.
Yeah. True.
People are intimidated by it,
Yeah.
Cool. So I've always found that, coffee houses were always fun, although those people are into what they're doing so much, not just looking at walls.
Yeah.
Now in clubs, and when I first started doing this, no one did clubs. I would go into these places and I'd see these huge walls, and I'd be like, look at these walls, man.
Yeah.
And then I'd like hunt them, stalk them down, but it worked,
Yeah.
And that's why I started painting larger and larger and larger, and they're always good to me. I usually bought one, I sold a few. I mean, it was a great place to be out there, and then you get to go to the club every night.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Fun.
It was always fun. We did Valhalla, we did Metropole, Rosebud, and they carried it on for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't see that out there now, and I'm just now getting back out into showing, and not just showing in consignment shops.
Yeah.
I have a baby, and then I started doing consignment shops. Whoa, did it again. But, so that's what I'm going to do, more clubs, more bigger places.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, how did you get your start? Like, how young was you? Because I know your daughter is an artist.
My daughter's an artist, yep.
So,
How did I get my start? Well, I went to school for art, but that was more design.
yeah.
And I got out and I was doing set designs. And it was as cold as this room is now. I worked in a big barn. And I was just, cutting and painting and papering things I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, I can't do this. So, this is really sad and funny. But I started, I was always painting. And besides doing things like selling Jerry's on tour, I would actually paint these things and go to the galleries and beg them to take me. I mean, I didn't have slides at the time. I was so old. It was even before old school. It was just dirt poor, like artists. And I think I just have luck or magic because, or they pitied me. They usually give me a
No, but
chance.
you're talented though.
Yeah. My first show that was on the campus of CMU in a tiny little coffee shop. There was about, 7 paintings.
Really?
And and the comment book was half written to the coffee shop. So I don't know if everyone really knew what I was doing. So it was like, oh, that Java was good, or whatever. But there happened to be some gentlemen that came in there, and they were deadheads. And I did a lot of Jerry's. I had Jerry's up. And they own a big coffee house up in Boston in the square. And so, within a month I was like national. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, I mean, always, everything I've had kind of went into another. And I never thought of anything as being too small.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get that like in Pittsburgh and go through, and I'd just do anything I could. And once you start doing it, you get a little bit going. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
To keep doing
book
it
the
and
next
get
show.
bigger and get bigger. But and then I got worn out. You get overbooked.
Yeah.
And I think that was I was totally overbooked, and then thankfully got pregnant and could take a little break. I never took a break from painting. but everything changed, you know. And
Yeah.
so when I went to try to get back out there, you know, it wasn't so easy. I think it's easier to teach a dog new tricks than an old artist new tricks, you know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't work on a computer in school. You know, I sat and painted in a big old room.
Yeah, it's funny because like probably from early age of like 5, 6, 7, like I drew and I painted and
I've
you know,
seen some of your work.
and once I started working on computers, doing computer graphics, I never went back. I mean, I probably still could, but I mean, I just like being on computers, you know, because you can still draw and paint. I mean, it just.
But you don't have that smell.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing like the smell of your studio.
Yeah.
You know, I'm such a hands-on person, and you know, I'm so high-strung. It's a complete release, you know.
Yeah.
But I just think I was born to do it. My mother was an artist. My brother's an artist. And, you know, making furniture now, we started that line when I was at home and not, you know, really out painting and getting my stuff out there. My last big show was down in the Cultural District with a bunch of people over at Space. It was one of Bob Ziller's projects. And so that was in, you know, 2009. And I've done some online, like, galleries, really, period gallery. Florence, I do really well in Oregon. And I do really well, in Oregon, I have to say hi to Tracy, because I know she's watching. Hey, T. And in Arkansas, I'm almost ashamed to say that because of she who will not be named.
Yeah, we'll be
so over the hill. So over her. It's like we don't live in a monarchy.
Well, because I mean, 2009 is the year too that like the change in social media happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, it was MySpace for a little while, and then Facebook came around 2009, but really didn't start picking up till 2010.
Yeah.
And now it's incredible. I mean.
And that's when I went off. I was on and went off. I went off for the protection of my daughter, and I just don't like gossipy stuff. And at that time, you didn't see a lot of people like putting artwork and stuff you do now.
Yeah.
It was a lot of just gossip, and I was just not ready. You know? I went underground to go, and off grid, I guess underground. So it makes me sound like so on the down low or something. You know what I mean? You know, but I did that on purpose, and it made no sense just to be on the computer. And I was never really a techie.
Yeah.
You know, I did really well hanging in all these places because I had a really good network around me. And I had the best written stuff, and, you know, because people helped me, you know. So I didn't really have to do it. I never photographed my own work. You know, I was fortunate.